What up, folks? It's your pal, Coach Vino, and this is the Glass Half Full podcast where we turn setbacks into comebacks. Let's go.
Yo, everybody goes through setbacks, but don't let these setbacks make you take a step back. Setbacks from the situation, put your brush down, envision the picture you're faith in, because everybody goes through setbacks.
All right, welcome back to the podcast. I am Coach Vino, the people's bartender, and your certified coach for the Boogie Down Bronx. Well, folks, December is coming to an end. It is time to think about the new year. And, you often hear the, what's the phrase? New year, new me. It's become a bit of a meme, a bit of a joke. And, the reality is that it is kind of a bullshit statement. Because the reality is you don't want a new you. You want the best you. Okay? And the best you is already there. It already exists. You just have to tap into it. But sometimes we need a little motivation to get there. And so when I was thinking about that, I was thinking about this phrase where we say we'll die for somebody, right? Oh, I would die for my kids. I would die for my family, die for my friends, which is a very noble thing to say, right? Because it shows the amount of love and dedication you have to them. But a question I have for you is, you'll die for them. I get it. But will you live for them? And that's what I want to talk about in today's podcast. Because instead of the new year, new me thing or the I will die for someone, why don't you kind of take a little bit of best of both of those things and ask yourself, will you live for the people you love? And I'll break it down for you, okay? I want you to think about it for a second, all right? When you love someone, when you care about someone, you would do anything for them, right? I mean, I think that's pretty clear. And I mean anything, which includes die for them. And it's a phrase that we all say. I've said it a million times. I'll die for my kids. I'll die for my daughter. But have you ever stopped to ask yourself, would you live for them? What does that mean? Living for someone else, that's not about grand gestures, right? It's not about doing big things. It's about the day-to-day choices that we make. It's about showing up consistently. It's about pushing through when it's hard, being perseverant, and being the best version of yourself so that you're there for the people who matter most. But let's be real. It's easy to talk about dying for someone, right? It's such a grand gesture. It's like, oh yeah, man, they must love me if they're willing to die for me. Because in the end, it's just one moment. It's one big act. But living for someone, that's a lifetime effort. And I think that's where the challenge really is. Being there every day versus that one day in the end. I mean, we've all been conditioned to think that love equals sacrifice. We've been taught that the ultimate form of love is giving up everything, even our lives, for someone else. And while that might sound romantic or noble, like a story, script, a book, a movie, it's really a trap. And here's why. If we're constantly sacrificing who we are, our dreams and our well-being, then we really aren't living for those that we love. In fact, we're robbing them of the best version of ourselves. Because here's the truth. They don't need you to die for them. What good are you to them if you die for them? Maybe you got a good insurance policy. You know what I'm saying? But in general, what they need is they need for you to live for them. They need you to be at your best, at your healthiest, at your happiest. Living for them means taking care of yourself so that you can actually be there for them in the long term. Okay? It's about the everyday choices. Living for someone doesn't mean to throw your life away for them. It means to choose the right habits, the right mindset. That's why you listen to this podcast. The right actions that allow you to be there, again, in the long run. They need you there. They need you there in the long run, especially your kids. And it's the small things, like choosing to get up and work out even when you don't feel like it, so you stay healthy for your family. I know that's one of the biggest decisions I made at some point in my life. When I had my kid, I knew it was time to be as healthy as I possibly could. Changing some things in my diet, exercising a little more. And not only am I feeling great physically, mentally, psychologically, I feel better because I'm like, all right, I'm taking the best care of myself. So I'm hoping to increase my years on this planet so I could be here for my kid as long as possible. Choosing to learn and grow is super important. And this helps you in being able to teach your kids how to navigate life. I've shared it on this podcast before. I'm an avid learner. I love to read and watch documentaries and go to workshops and stuff because it's important for me to just constantly fill my mind with new information and hopefully be able to use that information to be the best version of myself. So I don't only do these things so I could be a great coach, so I can help my clients, but I also do it for my kid, for my family. So I can show up the best me. So I can offer information when necessary, when needed. Okay? I want to help my daughter navigate her life the best way I can possibly do so. I don't want social media to teach her or her friends to teach her how to navigate life. No, I want to be there. I want to be the one to do that. Okay? And another thing is choosing to prioritize your mental health. I tell you right now, that is one of the most important things you could do. Because if you don't and you show up drained and stressed and unable to support the people you love, you're losing the game. Do the things that put you in a place mentally where you feel good. Okay? If it's meditation, if it's, going on nice walks, maybe working a little less, spending more time with family and friends, exercise, whatever it is that helps you to get into a better mental space so that you're not stressed out, you're not anxious, and you're not depressed. That's living for the people you love. Okay? Living for someone else, at the end of the day, it means making decisions with them in mind, but not at the cost of your own well-being. It's about balance. So all these things that I just said, you're doing it with them in mind because you want to be alive or smart and healthy and mentally for them, but you're also doing it for yourself. The impact of living fully has so many ripple effects. When you prioritize your well-being, your goals, your happiness, you are going to inspire those around you to do the same. You become a living example of what's possible. When I started on this path of mental health, of mindfulness, the whole coaching thing and meditation, all these different things that I do, I started to inspire the people around me to do something similar. Even if it's just one component of the things that I do. And they're better for it. And they'll tell me that. It's not my own judgment. They'll say, man, I feel good because I'm doing this. You're going to show your kids, you're going to show your partner and your friends that it's not just about burning out for them. It's about thriving for them. Living for someone else means you're investing in yourself because that's the only way that you can give back to them fully. Okay? So all these things that you're doing to be the best version of yourself, that's investing in yourself. And there's nothing selfish about it. So many people, they get this idea in their heads that focusing on yourself means you're neglecting the people you care about. But think about it. Think about how stupid that sounds. Because if you're drained and you're burnt out and you're exhausted and all this other stuff, what are you going to offer them? What can you offer the people around you if you're just a fragment of yourself? Living for others, that means showing up for them fully, alive, and vibrant. That's how you support the people you love. By being fully alive, you give them the best of you, not what's left of you. Okay? Chew on that. So here's the challenge I have for you guys today, okay? I want you to think about the people that you say you would die for. Maybe it's your partner or it's your kids, your best friend, your family, blah, blah, blah. And then I want you to ask yourself, are you truly living for them? Okay? Think about everything we talked about in today's podcast. Are you showing up as the best version of you? Or are you running on fumes and you're sacrificing yourself to the point where you've got nothing left to give? Okay? Maybe you're the dad that works 100 hours a day so that you can, put everything out there for your kid that they need. They need everything. Ask yourself if that's really the best thing for them. And is it the best thing for you? Make the decision today to live for them. Live fully, live intentionally, and live in a way that honors the people you love. Because look, at the end of the day, they don't need your sacrifice. They need your presence. They need you at your best. All right, folks, that's all I got for you today. I really hope that you think about this as you go into the new year and you start making your New Year's resolutions. I want you to think about how you're showing up to the world. How are you showing up for the people that you love? The people that you care about. And show up in 2025 as the best version of you. Well, look, guys, I want to wish you a early happy new year. And I can't wait to start 2025 with some really great new podcast topics. And I hope to start doing some new things in the new year on the podcast. I'm still working on some really cool ideas I think might be really fun and helpful as we take this mindset journey to be the best version of ourselves, to turn setbacks into comebacks, to start new journeys and new goals, and just really be everything we can be, guys, all right? Well, look, if you like this podcast and you want to share it with someone, please feel free to do so. Sharing is caring. If you or anyone you know would like to work with Coach Vino, you can find me on my website, coachvinollc.com, or you can just hang out with me on social media, where I share my love for libations and motivation. I can be found anywhere at Coach Vino LLC. And remember, folks, if nobody else tells you, Coach Vino appreciates you. Cheers. Reveal these thoughts and express what I'm feeling in a hip-hop form, but I was born to succeed, so as long as I breathe, ain't nobody on this earth gonna crush my dreams. Yo, this might be the end of the verse, but this is just the start of a new beginning. Word.